Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is the first Ratchet game to get its port to Steam. And with that said, I'm gonna beat this 10-hour long game in under 2 hours in order to get a full refund on Steam. And on the speedrun leaderboards, this has only been achieved by 5 people in the world. And I only have one shot at this. For if I buy it, play it, return it, then buy it again, my playtime will still remain the same from when I returned it. Now in normal speedruns, this timer starts only after the cutscene that has Ratchet in it. But my timer starts the second I hit the play button on Steam. Whew, okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, let the timer start. And since I'm technically a first timer playing this, none of my settings are saved here, making me have to frantically get it all right before I even start the game, already putting me around a minute behind schedule. Photo mode, there's game speed, melee combo. Okay, we're going. Now that my settings are as doctored up as the Kardashians, it's time to get into the actual run. There we go. It's gonna be somewhat off, but that's like technically where the run begins. The game opens up with Ratchet getting an entire parade dedicated to him for simply saving multiple galaxies on account of 11 times. And since there's not much speed tech available to us yet, all I can do is just jump forward for the entire parade, which apparently saves you 1 millisecond for every jump. So 1,000 jumps later and you saved a whole second in the run. Take it or leave it. Now after getting my frame perfect lift activated, we are introduced to the weapon that we will never see again within 2 minutes, the standard blaster. Oh, failed. Now after shooting a bunch of nerds and getting blown up twice, we encounter our first boss battle, a dropship. It's the tutorial, what did you expect? God. So we defeat him just by holding down the trigger, and once he's gone, we get into our first speed tech. Infinite jumps. By double jumping off this cliff, starting the hyper strike animation, pulling out the map, and then exiting into photo mode, and then wait 1 second, we will reset Ratchet's jumps. For now, you are able to slowly but surely make your way across this gap to activate the next cutscene. Instead of waiting around for the opportunity to roleplay as your average Destiny 2 ad clearer during a raid. But after all that, we get hit with a quick grind boot section, get blown up for a 3rd time, and then decide for ourselves that we are tired of getting blown up. Yes, it is time for the opposing enemies to finally understand what it feels like, as we hit up the black market for the latest and greatest Shatter Bomb glove.
Hey! What did you? Oh, come on!
Now that we are here, this next speed trick that you're about to see is called cutscene warping. By pressing the analog stick forward and skipping the cutscene, Ratchet will go light speed ahead until he hits a wall, which is how I seemingly spawn on the other side magically. And with no delay, we go right into a quick segment that speedrunners call Train Kun. I'm not kidding, that is literally what it's called in the speedrun documentation. After jumping on top of these boxes, then performing an infinite jump, a train will come out of nowhere and nail you in the back. And in some way, magically, this will skip the entire 2-minute long battle that takes place shortly after if you were to do this part naturally. It's weird what these people can find sometimes. A couple hip hops and shortcuts later, and we face Nefarious. So all I do is lob grenades at him and start a technical cutscene that is unskippable. So let me slide on in here to tell you that if this video has entertained you so far, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. For every sub gained, I will add a minute to this timer. What happens once this timer reaches 0, you might ask? Well, I f your mom is what happens. In other words, you don't want that. Hit subscribe! Now we enter Nefarious City. After a quick hop over this fence, we get to drool over a visual masterpiece and phenomenal showcase for the PS5's power. Light work for my PC, of course. Here we get our first common use speed tech, the Phantom Dash. Hit the early elevator. Sweet, got it. With the rotation of pressing circle X circle, you can make Ratchet do an extended dash with no cost of your momentum, making this the new hands down way to move until later. Got an upgraded one now. We're good. Alright, we're on bolt cleanup duty now. Bolt cleanup. There we go. I believe. Oh, 1%. Oh. Wait till I gotta get the Raritanium. Then we're good. We're good. We're good. With the final boss finish, we skip a quick optional puzzle and then head off to Sargasso, Rivet's equivalent to Ratchet's Velden, and my equivalent to a brain aneurysm. For these flying thugs are the most annoying things to ever attempt to hit. This planet opens up with us just phantom dashing all the way over to here. In here is an entire racetrack that can take upwards to 3 minutes if you're trying to go for a 100% completion. But if you ground yourself on the first platform to place your spawn point, then dash and glide while touching the ground as minimally as possible, and death abuse right as you hit this tree, you will spawn back up at the top. But here, the game thinks that you already are in the racetrack, so by walking back through the portal and resetting your checkpoint, the game now thinks that you finished the race in record time, thus just bringing your new ride out to zip all the way up to the main hub. And now all I have to do is suffer through endless flying enemies. Hopefully one's good enough. There we go. And now that that's all finished, I can settle down and bring Clank to my home where nothing could go wrong after I skipped this cutscene. Jokes aside, after skipping this cutscene, we are introduced to the Seekerpede, which drags you through a swamp willingly for like 5 minutes. Oh, never mind. We are already on top of it, I guess. But now, after a very heartfelt fight, the Seekerpede takes off yet again, surely making us have another chance at that 5-minute swamp. Damn! That's fine. That's fine enough. I don't know how we did that, but alright. We'll take it. That has never happened to me before. There we go. And with the Seekerpede finally destroyed, we can get off of this planet and onto Xerxes, home to the one skip I can never do properly. The second the cutscene starts, you need to wait approximately 4 seconds. Proceed to push forward on the analog stick and then smash X like your life depends on it. If you don't do it properly, you get shot into the void of space. Do it properly and you will warp in front of Xerxes' door. And we're gonna count it out. Here we go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4, jump, skip, X. Sweet, got both of those skips, dude. After that, this planet is pretty much landlocked to how quickly you can spawn kill ads. Wrap it all up and on to Savali. But before we get into that, there's something you need to know. The next 3 planets are 3 individual deciders of if this run is a reset or at the very least a break even. So many things across these 3 planets could go wrong to where the run can just be ruined. And even if you were to get 2 of these planets perfect, but the 3rd planet messed up, that's still considered a reset in most runs. So here we go. On Zavali, we start out with a simple routing followed up with an ad clearing section. Okay. And now that that's over, the hard part begins. We acquire Kit and the hover boots, which is the final piece to our speed tech trio, and the backbone for most skips here on out. And the millisecond we pick up those, we are actually gonna turn tail and running over to this flat piece of wall to perform the most essential trick in the Rift Apart handbook, a wrench boost. The way a wrench boost works is by activating the hover boots and then holding L2 after you're at full speed. You'll notice that if you press square, Ratchet will jut forward ever so slightly. This is a static distance that Ratchet needs to travel in order to stop the animation. Now, by going diagonally against a wall, this will increase the duration for how long the jut forward will last, increasing Ratchet's speed to levels not intended in the game, giving us the ability to cover massive areas in seconds. Right here. This is the one. Come on. Yes! Goated skip. Just gonna wait. Double jump. Dash. There we go. Oh. We got one more skip. One more skip in this level. That was fucked. What? No. That was a good jump too. I don't know what happened. Oh no. Why is it all the way over there? We gotta get that. Please get to the rift. Holy fuck. That was so close. Gotta bust our eardrums out. Why is everything so bass boosted? Oh, get on the wrench. Oh no. Come on. There we go. Oh man. That's pretty bad. Gotta get off this planet. And Zavali is finally finished, leaving only 2 planets left on the roster. But up next, Blizzar. This is like the most intensive rendering one, isn't it? Hold up, gotta do this. There we go. Sweet. This game looks so bad with how fast I'm playing. It has no time to render. Here we go. I gotta do this. Focus. There we go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6. That worked. We're good. That place was rendered just fine. Did you see the crisp edges in that area? Let's go. This is the hardest skip in here. Come on, come on, come on. Sweet, we got that. Got it. Whew. That was it. That was the tough part right there. Oh my god. I hit it. Oh my god, thank you. And from this point on, it is just standard ad clearing. You're probably looking at Blizzar and saying that this wasn't hard at all. And you would be right. Out of these 3 planets, Blizzar is the easiest, and Zavali is the second easiest. But for our next planet, it is the hardest of the 3, the coup de grace of all of your skills. And in terms of speed, tech, and tricks, Tauren is the most intensive planet in Rift Apart, and possibly the hardest planet to get through in Rift Apart. They say they saved the best for last, but Tauren is only halfway through the game. Nope, not doing that. Why am I fucking that up? That's terrible, dude. I can't get enough speed in that area for some reason. Because I don't get my 60 frames a second. Everything blowing up, even in my ears, dude. What's going on here, man? Render the game. Here we go. Ready? There we go. Wait for it. And we get out of here. The skips aren't over yet. Dude, the 30 frames a second drops every once in a while is killing the run. It wasn't. We're good. We're good. We just gotta do this now. Okay. Now that's fucked. Why does that happen? Oh my goodness. Game, keep my frame steady for 2 seconds. Why does my camera go crazy, dude? Okay, I totally hit the phantom dash button, but alright. It's so unfortunate, man. There we go. And with Tauren wrapped up, we get to rest before more intensive planets come our way, which is only 2. But up next, we have Cordelian, which is a relatively landlocked level. No heavy skips to implement. It all just boils down to knowing the routing and seeing how fast you can hover boot through the level. I hate these levels so much. This is the second to last one in this entire level. Hopefully game. This is the part of the run where I really think that maybe consoles are just better. My PS5 never ran into any of these long loads for the crystal warps. Either that or this game is just poorly optimized for PC. But upon hitting this final crystal, thank God we never have to see another one of these again. Now we have to go back to Xerxes and run into Inferior Nefarious. Another landlocked mission that I can't squeeze any time out of. Unfortunately, all I can do is fight for no time loss in this current state. Why do you have a shield on? Why does he have a shield on? Dude, this is so bad. Maybe I could save myself from a restart. Yeah, I only need one. We got full. Okay, so we don't need the restart. Checkpoint for ammo. That's such a bad. That was such a bad Nefarious. Indeed it was. I had to restart a portion of the boss fight, and with a flunked Tauren on top of a time-lost Nefarious fight, things are starting to look grim for this run. And restarts are not an option. And to further salt the wounds, up next, a planet that Destiny 2 wishes they could pull off. A pirate-themed planet called Ardolis. Here is the last chance I have at saving the run. Here we go. Take it slow. Take it slow. I'm in a decent spot after the first major skip. All I need to do now is just spawn kill these enemies as optimally as possible. And there. Now we have downtime to just collect bolts and raritanium, as Mr. Yap Nation takes forever to just open up the next section for us. There we go. Reset. Still better than taking the speeder, that's for sure. Now we are at the Pirate Trials, the first and only location where we will be utilizing Ubing. For the first section, we're landlocked to just having to complete the sing-along portion. And once that's done, we travel over here to officially become Out of Bounds, where we will be doing the most by-the-teeth skip in the game. We need to maintain as much height and distance as possible to just barely scrape the trigger to skip a whole room of the Pirate Trial. If I fail, that's a whole minute of time loss. Please first try, please first try. Thank God, thank God. On top of 2 already failed planets. We got it first try. But the stress isn't over yet. We need to do the same instance for this room now. Please first try. I was so close, but thank you. Now I know I just first tried both of these skips, but there were times where these 2 individually cost me so many resets. It was an act of God to be able to first try both of them. And with that said, it might have made up for our time loss. Why won't he die? Wow, that's a lot of money these pirates are worth. Now you're probably wondering, why am I so worried about the currency in the game if all I'm going to be using is the Shatter Bomb? Well, it's to get the Warmonger, a vital weapon that we will need in order to melt the boss as optimally as possible. It's also the reason why I am stacking so much Raritanium, and the Warmonger costs 30,000 bolts, so we can comfortably say that we can afford it after this planet. But can we get it to level 5 before the final boss with only 3 planets left? It takes such an extreme amount of focus to hit these jumps. I got one more on this level. That was it. Sweet. Hopefully I hit the CP. I wasn't looking at the load timer. Oh, thank God. It was good. Bad boss phase, but we'll take it. Sargasso, come on. Now we are back to Sargasso, but this time with enough bolts to purchase the Warmonger. Now this planet for some reason has the worst frame drop issue in the game, and this is bad. The one thing I didn't mention with wrench boosting is that it heavily relies on your frame rate. The higher the frames, the faster you go. 60 FPS with slow mode is the most optimal way. 30 FPS with slow mode is enough to get by, but on the second return of Sargasso, frames drop to 20 per second. And you will see how much this hinders the run. So weirdly, we just gotta look through the slideshow. Render, I'm gonna need you for this part. I need my 60 FPS. That part was rendered. Sounds good to me. It was good enough, we'll take it. There you go. Yep, there it is. 60 FPS is back. Oh my goodness, I did not think that was gonna make it. There you go. Alright, this plan is done. And with only minimal time loss, we duck out and welcome back our 40 other frames that decided to go on break. While we enter our second return to Savali, home of the worst performed skip in all my runs. This planet only has one skip, and it's pain beyond belief. As we enter Rivet's part of Savali, we're taking a nice little break for the reason that this is just an elevator section. Yeah, there's enemies to spawn kill, but it's not enough to even call difficult. Try harder next time, Insomniac. And now we are back to Ratchet, where all we need to do is light up 3 plates to bust open the ground, and what lies under is the hardest skip imaginable. Alright, this skip is hard. We're gonna see if we can do this. We have to. It's do or die time. Save checkpoint. And much like Ardolus, I have nailed the skip first try. If the stars weren't aligned on Tauren, they definitely returned the favor with Ardolus and Zavali too. All that's left is to melt the fuck out of this bone dinosaur and skip another Clank puzzle. Now for once in this run, we have a planet that I have practiced my heart out on, Zordoom Prison, which holds 3 major skips. But I've come way too prepared in order to feel like I'm worried about this. I need that 60 FPS to come in. That's one. Next major skip. Here we go. I already fucked it up. Oh my goodness. That was the second major one. One more major skip. Last major skip right here. Got it. That was all the major skips gone. It wasn't perfect, but it was good enough to save some time. Now all I need to do is keep perfect routing along with optimal room clearing. Sweet, reset. We only got one more mission left. We are so close to victory. With only 15 minutes left on the timer, we have only the final boss to defeat, which consists of an ad clearing section, 3 mech fight sections, and then the final battle itself. During this time, I'm already thinking that I might have failed. Weeks of preparation down the drain. It nearly got to me. I'm not gonna jinx none. We're just gonna keep going. There we go. How's Ratchet's turn? Target him, please. Target him, please.
It's still working.
That one's finished.
It's the size of his ego.
Last one. I just need to tickle him. We're done. Melt, melt. One last part. 1, 2. Okay, that one. That one. Oh boy, almost done. The fish. We're gonna alt F4 the fastest you've ever seen it. The second I smack his ass. And it's over. We did it! Only 114 minutes. Playtime. And with 6 whole minutes to spare, I have successfully completed Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart just in time for a full refund. I would like to request a refund. Insomniac, I have grown up on your games, so try not to take this personally. And if it comforts you, just know that I still own the game over on my PlayStation 5, and don't plan on returning that one even if I was able to. Now I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, cause I know I enjoyed making it for you. If you can consider hitting that like and subscribe, it would mean the world to me. Take care and peace.